Snow fell quietly outside the large glass windows of the five-star hotel restaurant. Inside, people clinked glasses, exchanged gifts, and laughed over candlelit dinners. It was Christmas Eve, and the world was wrapped in warmth and celebration, but not for him. Kieran Holt, billionaire CEO of Holtec Industries, sat alone at the corner table by the window, nursing a glass of wine. The waitstaff knew not to disturb him. The media called him the Ice King. Cold, ruthless, alone by choice. In truth, he had nowhere else to be. His penthouse was silent, his phone was off. His calendar was clear, just for tonight. Every year on Christmas, he would sit in this same seat and quietly pretend the world didn't exist, until this year. Until she showed up. A small girl, no older than 6, stood beside his table, clutching a red plastic reindeer in one hand and a paper plate of cookies in the other. She had big brown eyes and tangled hair under a glittery elf hat. "Excuse me," she said softly. Kieran looked down, startled. "Yes?" She smiled shyly. "Do you want to have dinner with us?" He blinked. "Dinner?" She pointed behind her. A modest table near the fireplace was surrounded by a family of 5. A woman with tired eyes, a man in a Christmas sweater, and 2 more kids digging into mashed potatoes and turkey. "My mommy says nobody should eat alone on Christmas." Kieran glanced toward the family. The mother gave a gentle wave, uncertain but welcoming. Thank you," he said slowly, "but I'm okay." The girl didn't move. "Are you sad?" That caught him off guard. "No," he said, then paused. "Maybe a little." She tilted her head. "You can sit by me." I saved a chair. And then she ran off. Not waiting for his answer, he watched her rejoin her family, slide into her seat, and point excitedly toward him. Her family looked over again, smiling with kindness, not pity. Kieran looked at his untouched steak, and for the first time in years he stood up. They made space for him. The family introduced themselves. Maria and David were the parents. The 3 children, Lily, Max, and Zoe, the one who invited him, welcomed him like a long-lost uncle. Kieran was awkward at first, unsure how to speak without boardroom vocabulary. He didn't know what to do when Zoe handed him a gingerbread cookie shaped like a lopsided heart, but he listened. He asked about Max's favorite video games, complimented Lily's handmade ornaments, and learned that Maria worked at a local school while David ran a small repair shop. They didn't ask him who he was. Not once. He wasn't the billionaire tonight. He was just the man who was alone, and now he wasn't. After dinner, they all walked out into the snowy street. The kids ran ahead, throwing snowballs. Maria and David trailed behind, arms linked. Kieran walked beside Zoe. "You're really tall," she said. "So I've been told." She looked up. "Why were you alone?" He hesitated. "I lost someone a long time ago. Like family?" He nodded. "My parents, my sister, we all used to celebrate Christmas. But then things changed." She took his hand, her tiny fingers curling into his gloved ones. "You can be in our family?" He stopped walking. "Really?" he asked. Surprised, Zoe beamed. "We have space." The next day, Kieran did something he hadn't done in over 10 years. He called his assistant and told her to cancel everything for the rest of the week. Then he went shopping. He didn't send assistants or chauffeurs. He went himself. To bookstores, toy shops, and even a thrift store. He didn't know what kids liked anymore, so he asked store clerks on the evening of Christmas Day. He returned to Maria and David's modest apartment with 2 large bags and a tray of fresh-baked cinnamon rolls. They were stunned. "We can't accept all this," Maria said gently. "You already gave me something I couldn't buy," he replied. "Let me give something back." They let him in. He played board games with the kids, helped David fix a leaky pipe, and listened to Maria talk about how hard it had been during the pandemic. He didn't check his phone once over the next few weeks. Kieran visited often. He offered to help Max get a new laptop. He helped Maria apply for a grant for her school program. He got David in touch with his network for business leads. But most of all, he sat at their table. He learned how to laugh again, and he started bringing food. Not from restaurants. He cooked, badly at first. But Maria helped him, and soon he was baking simple things like banana bread and making decent pasta. He learned that he liked cooking, that he liked listening, that he missed having people ask how his day was. Zoe made him a bracelet out of plastic beads. It spelled F-A-O. He wore it under his sleeve during board meetings. 3 months later, he made an announcement at Holtec's annual gala. Instead of launching another luxury tech product, the company would be opening a foundation for single-parent families with funding, housing support, educational resources. No one in the press knew where it had come from, but Maria knew. And so did Zoe. That next Christmas, he reserved an entire wing of the hotel restaurant. Not for executives, for families who couldn't afford a holiday meal. He served food himself alongside volunteers, in a red sweater, wearing Zoe's bracelet on his wrist, and right at 7 p.m., a small voice called out again, "Do you want to sit with us?" Zoe stood by a new table, holding out a chair. Kieran smiled. "I'd love to," and this time he didn't need to pretend he belonged. He finally did.